So I am in, I'm going to completely destroy this name, Santuario, New Mexico. Actually, no, I'm in Chimayo, New Mexico, to meet up with someone who wants to show me her area and just a couple of things that resonates with her. That's part of her practice.
Oh yeah, my name is Tanisha, and a couple of months ago I purchased a van, and then with the help of my neighbor was able to convert it to something that I can live in and travel in with my cat. Along the way, I met people with stories and perspectives that challenge, inspire, and connect me in ways I never expected. This journey, which I call Earthbound Journeys, by the way, is a look at life beyond the comfort zones, where every encounter has something to teach us. So if you're interested in learning about what my journey can teach you, then don't forget to subscribe.
This is a very spiritual area.
There she is.
Thank you for being patient while I figured out
it's
my
hard
hair.
to find everything around here. I love your outfit.
I love your earrings. They're amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're I don't know if you want to head down this way. There's like a pretty like a courtyard down there. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of work our way around.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you mentioned about this, because this is, I love this spot right here. And I'm writing a book called Healing with Dirt, and I was like, I want a picture of this for it because it's so beautiful, it's so special. And okay, so this is the Santuario de Chimayó, and this is a chapel that was built in the 1800s, but this place has been utilized for healing and for performing miracles and for ceremony since way before then by my Tewa ancestors who lived in this area. This was a gathering place for the medicine men of the local Tewa people, and everyone would come here to gather and to practice their medicine because there was a healing well here, a healing spring that performed miracles that they used to heal their body and their spirit and their energy, and people would come from all over to this healing spring because of its powers. So it dried up, and after it dried up, it turned into a little, they call it a pocito, which is a little dirt hole that now has the dirt from the spring. That's what people make pilgrimages from all over the world. They come here to get some of that dirt, and there's countless testimonies of how that dirt has helped them heal, helped them to cleanse and to purify, or has helped perform miracles as well. People will leave their crutches and other things here. So this place to me has always just been a very powerful place. The space alone is really powerful. This church was actually built by my great-grandparents helped to build this church. They helped to replaster it as often as it needed. So when you go in the church, and when I go in, I just feel the energy of all of my ancestors in the church, and I just feel totally supported by them. Then you come outside and you have, the sacred mountains behind us, the sacred trees, the springs, the river. There's just so much medicine in this entire place that I use for my own ceremony, for my own practice. I come here to ground, I come here to gain clarity, to cleanse, release. I release in the river. Sometimes I'll go put my feet in the river. But this has just always been a sacred place to my family and I. So because I am a hospice nurse and a traditional healer, I practice with end of life. My specialty in my practice is end of life care. So caring for people who are on their deathbed, who are transitioning out of this world into the next. I'm not a death doula. There's a certain certification that you need for that, which I didn't get, but I am a registered hospice nurse and I do specialize in that traditional medicine as well. So I sit with patients as they're ready to cross over. I make sure they're comfortable. I use my medical knowledge and background to better support them as well if I'm not acting as a nurse. I try to keep the two separate, but I use my knowledge from both to better support them in all areas as they're transitioning. And we have our pocito, our little hole of the sacred healing dirt in it that's known to heal and to bring miracles and to bring purification to people. So I really grew up with that as a foundational idea in my life. So I have learned how to use that myself in my own practice, whether it's the healing dirt from the Santuario. Sometimes there's so many old remedies. I once heard one from an older woman who said that You sprinkle some of the dirt in a glass of water every morning for 4 days on an empty stomach, and whatever ailments you're dealing with will be cleared and they'll disappear. People will make mud out of it and they'll place it on their ailments or take a bath in it. I like to make baños out of it. So a baño is a traditional spiritual healing bath where I mix herbs and I boil them, make them into a tea, and then I'll sprinkle the healing dirt from the Santuario in it to heal and to bring cleansing and purification. Sometimes in the winter or different times of the year, right now it's busy season, but a lot of times I'll come here and it'll be quiet and dead, and I'm here by myself. And if I'm needing guidance or grounding or strength, I kind of come out here and I pray. And I always like to come to this tree and I put my hand on it and I ask it for its strength, and I ask it for its support, its grounding, and its wisdom, because these trees have been here long before any of us. So these trees have more information and more data within their DNA than what we do. So if I ever need an answer to a question or guidance, I come and I put my hand on the tree, or I kind of lean up against it, or even hug it, and I always leave feeling grounded. And sure enough, my answer comes to me in a few days if that's what I'm looking for. These are more people that have been healed and helped by the Santuario. And every year for Good Friday, there's thousands of people come in the pilgrimage here to the Santuario de Chimayó. They come for healing, and they come to petition and to ask for healing, for miracles, for help with different things. And people come and they leave their photos, they leave their things, they leave their crutches, their wheelchairs, they leave their casts. So there's photos all over this entire place. So it's really awesome to see all of the testimonies, basically, of the healing power that this place has had for other people.
Here, come on. Come here, baby. Come here. Hi. Hi. I think this is fine.
Okay.
So we're talking about... She's like...
She doesn't want me to pet her, that's what
She's like, what's the motive here?
I know. She's like, what are you doing? So we're gonna do a grounding exercise real quick. And I'm gonna do kind of a grounding, a reset exercise. In my limpias, we do what's called a plática, where I speak with my client, they tell me what's going on, then I walk them through this. It's almost a guided meditation, it's a grounding exercise, it's also a purifying exercise as well to cleanse the energy. And I do that before I do the actual cleansing itself. Plant both of our feet on the ground. Sometimes I'll use a stone or different things I have. I have my obsidian here next to me, which is good for grounding. Bright, white, golden light. Coming from above, coming from the divine down into a beam to the top of your head. Filling the top of your head. Amen.
Love it. I feel great.
Oh, good. Now you have the energy to go back home.
Yeah, I know. 3.5
to drive
hours.
the 3
Yes.
hours. Oh, that's hard. So I say, Heavenly Creator, Father God, I ask your permission to invoke the spirit of fire, the energy and the element of fire, to transform, to purify, to renew, to cleanse, to empower, to move, to change, to guide and protect this space, to protect our energy, our minds, our bodies, our hearts, our thoughts, our words. It protects this home, both of us, and it keeps us protected and cleansed, and to cleanse any negative energies that we may be carrying on us throughout the day or from our life that don't need to be in this sacred space. We call on you, Father God, great creator, ancestors, Niña Blanca, to cleanse and purify and renew and empower us in this sacred space. And then I'm going to cleanse a little bit with some agua florida. This is homemade agua florida. It's basically a spiritual water that's made out of herbs. And you can actually buy the generic brand at like Walgreens or Mexican stores, Mexican grocery stores, and it cleanses and it purifies. I'm just going to cleanse off from the day so that way I can be a pure vessel to give you the answers you need. So that agua is a water, a homemade spiritual water, and this one is for protection. And would you like me to spray you too?
Sure.
Check your energy. This is basically a guide for me so I can better access my gifts. And these are my milagros. Milagros, they actually sell them at the Santuario. That's another thing that's funny because it's adjoining. They're little tiny metal symbols, and people use them as prayers, petitions, protection, and they also used to use them as divination. They come from the Mediterranean. They're used a lot in like Morocco, like the Jerusalem, those areas use these a lot, and they came with the Spanish. So, the first thing I'm seeing, so I have my milagros, which are little metal pieces that symbolize different things to me. I have my initials that help me put together words. And then I have my little, those are called worry dolls. They come from Guatemala. And those symbolize different people in your life or energies that want to talk to you. And the first thing I'm seeing is two versions of you. Whenever I see you, I think of you, the person I'm reading for. So there's a you there and there's a you here. There's two versions of you, and one of the versions of you is associated heavily with the summer, because even this masculine energy is pointing towards the summer in the south direction. And now in the spring, I'm hearing to listen to the wind is what I'm hearing a lot. Listen to the wind. That there's messages in the voices that are in the wind is what I'm hearing. And there's a masculine here that the arrow is pointing to. I'm seeing the initials NI or ZI.
You want to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's really cool, even though you said NI, on your point of view would be IN, which is resonating with what we talked about, 5 minutes ago, about the thing that we're both dealing with.
Exactly.
Literally first two initials.
Wow.
First two.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and then going back to this change that's happening from winter to spring to summer.
Yeah.
Every day is different for me, but what's happening the most is that I'm loving myself more.
Yeah.
I'm becoming even more authentic than I ever have been. I'm letting go of expectations and just focusing on unconditional love. Oh, when you said go with the wind or listen to the wind. One of the things my mom used to say all the time was, I would ask her, like, where are we going? She'd say, we're just going with the wind. We're just going to go with the wind. So I've been saying it since she's passed.
Yeah.
And that's like my motto is, I don't know where I'm going, I'm just going with the wind. And as you know, I live in my van full time and I'm literally traveling everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's beautiful. And I think, with the car right there in the heart, like you're carrying that self-love for you as you're making this journey, as you're traveling. And then, like you said, going with the wind and listening to the wind. I feel it's important to really allow that wind to allow it to direct you in your life. And because it's here with those initials and with that masculine with the arrows pointing to, it's like wind pointing to that. So allow the wind to give you answers or clarity on that specific situation. Listen to what it has to say on that situation, and it'll guide you towards what you need out of it. We have our chickens down there, but this is closer. This is our...
I hear them.
chickens, yeah. So I like to come and just look at these ones too because they're fluffy. Yeah, my daughter, we have ours there, but she likes to come see these ones because they're the fluffy chickens. Our fluffy chickens over
Which
there.
one's your favorite?
The little black one. So cute. The little fluffy black one. See, we have ours, and ours aren't fluffy like these ones. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Chimayo Seed. Just follow my page, and if you want to get any updates on any spiritual guidance, insight that I receive, I also share a lot of tools and techniques that you can do for your own traditional healing at home. I share remedios or traditional remedies, recipes, herbal recipes. I also share insights and teachings and wisdom that I've learned in my spiritual practice. You can also, sometimes I'll even share collective messages or guidance on my page, and I share updates about my book Healing with Dirt, updates about when I'm opening my books to see clients or for readings and different things. I'm at the moment doing a giveaway that you can enter to if you go follow me on Chimayo Seed. And you can find me also at www.chimayoseed.com, where you can read about my services, my practice, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Bye.
So I'm heading back from Chimayo back to Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, but I couldn't wait to just talk about this meeting with her. I am so grateful for the messages from my guides to just follow my inspiration and allow things to come into my reality. without any type of resistance, because for a long time, my goal has been to interview people. And for a while, I just felt kind of stagnant in Truth or Consequences. And I'm so happy that I decided to come out here and interview her, because, oh my gosh, like, it's just so powerful, so amazing. The realizations that I just had. The whole reason why we were doing the interview, obviously, was for me to share information that she had that I believe you guys would benefit from. But the way that we were doing it was that I would give her a reading, a psychic reading, and she would give, she would do a practice on me, which I don't remember the name of the practice, but I'll put in the description. And in doing so, we actually both realized that we were mirroring each other. In me helping her, I also had a question answered that I needed help with. And it's around something that I've been struggling with for a long time now, for a year exactly. So in me helping her, I was also able to receive the message that I needed to receive in that moment for myself. And that's how this works, guys. I'm telling you, I'm never just doing readings for you guys. I'm also healing as well. I'm also receiving messages as well. So I'm helping you and you're helping me. And that's what the world is. It's a big mirror constantly. That's why it's important that we are on our healing journeys, that we do this work, because we need to, not just for ourselves, but also for everyone else. So I'm heading back to Truth or Consequences. It's a 3.5 hour drive. I'm so happy that I drove out here, because passing through Albuquerque, passing through Santa Fe, I'm falling in love with New Mexico at this point. I'm falling in love with the scenery, the architecture, the adobo homes and the cob homes. I mean, they're so gorgeous, first of all. And the culture, the indigenous culture out here, the Pueblo culture, is just so interesting to me, and I have a connection to it. And I'm sure it has something to do with the past life. So either way, I'm very grateful that I came out here, and I can't wait to edit this video to show you guys everything that I learned today.